super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
Howdy.
Oh man, we're really close.
We are. I can fix that. How's everybody doing? Welcome to From the Ashes on About Face Media. I know I'm not drinking this whole thing. We're sharing it.
We're splitting it. But we need a little bit extra energy for you guys tonight.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time. Going to be a really good time tonight.
So much new with your last week. Did your safety brief keep you safe last week? In the last week.
It did, in fact. I didn't put too many miles on the bike this week, but yeah, just because of the weather we've had in Colorado. But yes, in fact, it did. Hunting season ended without me filling up turkey tag, which was disappointing. But the very next day, I took our homeboy Jeff Zinnemeister to the 3D archery range, and he and I shot some arrows, and I destroyed a brand new arrow. So other than that, it's been awesome. Joe Allen, how the heck are you, buddy? How's school going? You're looking smart these days.
So you know what? I saw a post from Chris Camozzi yesterday or today of this super badass 3D bow hunting place he went.
You're right-handed, right?
It depends on what I'm doing.
Do you shoot right-handed?
Yeah.
So Junior, I got Junior a bow.
Yes.
Junior is right-handed. It's not the right size for him. He can't use it. And you are maybe close in proximity, so I was going to bring it by. Do you remember? Do you know Dr. Bear? Have you met Dr. Bear?
I don't think so.
He's a captain in the Army, and he's also my dentist. Great guy.
Okay.
His wife used to work for this, bow company called PSE. And so Dr. Bear gave it to me to give to Junior, and Junior can't fit in it. So you have a bow now. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So we'll get you all set up.
Robin Hood action.
Well, it came up because of your knee and whatnot. There's not a lot of things that you can do, but bow hunting is the closest thing I have found to meditation because it's a singular focus when because you have to go through a set of steps and a checklist.
Right.
When you pull that bow back, and
that makes sense.
Everything else goes away. Like even people talking shit. It's like you know how golfers, like when somebody gets up to the ball, other people will start talking shit to them to distract them. Like you don't hear any of that shit when it's time to shoot the bow. It's kind of amazing.
I feel like that when I fight.
Do you really?
Yeah. Have you ever listened to what my corner says and what I do?
Well, I wasn't close enough to the ring to hear what your corner was saying. I don't even remember who was in your corner. I mean, Crystal, but other than that, I don't remember who was in your corner.
Depends on which fight. Depends on if I'm boxing or fighting.
The last fight I saw was boxing, and it was at the Western Complex or something like that, dirt floor place.
Yeah, so I had a handful that day. They allowed us to exceed, but
yeah, you wrecked that poor pink-haired kid.
Oh no, not that. I know which one that one. That was a different one. I was thinking the Wyoming. Wyoming was my last one. You didn't.
I don't think I made it to Wyoming.
You didn't grace me with your presence on my last one.
No.
It's okay. I've had to let it go. I learned that. Okay.
I came to your wife's fights. I like going to your wife's fights.
Yeah, she's very looking.
Look at all these people that are watching right now.
This up good.
Kenneth Odell, Joe Allen, Gail Davis,
that's a good one.
Max Waite. Max Waite is listening to our show. Dude. That's awesome. That's the closest you can get to meeting somebody famous. I love that.
We do have a lot for tonight.
We have a shit ton of stuff.
So I literally, this is why we're having the
We should probably get into it early.
We have to have the energy to get through this. I even did a warm up.
Okay. You should have seen him, folks. He was doing real quick lunges and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Also,
thank you to Thigh Huggers for making us look good.
Thigh Huggers. If you go to their website, you can get some awesome little shorts. And if you use the code OneShot, guess what? They give you a huge discount. And then they donate some money to our nonprofit. So it helps keep us going as well as the other, 18 now DJs?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like Max Waite. If you're not listening to this show in the morning, you should be. Chris Holcomb is listening. Dang. I know. We got a lot of, look at all those people.
Dude, we got some good ones.
It's a ton of people. Welcome to the show, folks. If you've never been here before, shut it off and go do something else. There's got to be anything better that you could be doing with your time.
So, but let's kick it. All right, we're going to do 2 Private Carls tonight. Would you call this one Private Carl? This is beyond a private and beyond
no,
Carl.
I wouldn't call that Private Carl. It's just awesome. So go ahead.
So
Because I love how excited you are about
we
this.
started our show prep, and Shenanigans Rob here was like, Dave, you get all those emails from the VA, with news and updates, and I'm like, I don't think so, but I also don't like email. So swipe, delete. If it's not like, if it doesn't appear to be something I need right then and there, ignore it. So he told me that they had some sort of commercials or something that they wanted podcasters, radio shows, and all the things, to talk about their programs. And I was like, oh, please forward me that. So I'm going to read it to you. It's very short. Don't worry. This is directly from the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs. Attention, podcasts and radio stations. Would you like to help broadcast the word to veterans on important programs, benefits, and services available to those who served? Absolutely. That's what we do. Okay.
That's why you're here.
And we are not perfect, but we try and vet these. We try and vet these organizations, vet the individuals that come and talk. Like, we try to get people that we know a little bit, so we don't have, stolen fraud people like Joel Cunt on our show.
He fits it in every show.
So let me go to the next sentence. VA has public service announcements in 60, 30, and 15-second segments to use on your podcast and or radio stations. Now, remember, I told you that we vet organizations and look into them ahead of time. Rob has had the privilege of working for the VA. I've had the privilege of being under VA healthcare, a victim for the last 15 years. But I do have to say, they have more than 30 public service announcements. And, considering the longest one is 60 seconds, I'm willing to go through all 30, one a week, and talk about these fucking twisted, fucked up, degenerative fucking programs that are leaving our veterans no better than they were when they went in, if not way worse. Okay. We've seen it. There's people that blown their fucking brains out in the parking lot. Okay. Literally, you can't make this shit up. It happened down the fucking road. The VA is failing at a level that is, you can't even conceive it. Okay. Unless you're in it. Okay. When you're we'll say patient, but you're not a patient. When you're a victim in their terrorist cell of bullshit, that's when you truly understand how twisted and how much they're dropping the ball, which is why we exist and bring options outside of the VA, because there's thousands out there and they're all for you, the veteran. Okay. And they're most all of them are veteran ran. And I'm telling you, the smallest, brokest one we found is better than the VA.
Oh, God,
and they got fucking millions of dollars. These guys are running off of pennies, nickels, okay? And somehow they're finding a way to put together these incredible programs that are helping veterans. And we're going to keep bringing to light as many as we can with the amount of time that we are able to share, right?
Like the We Defy Foundation. Thanks all for listening.
We Defy, yep, absolutely. I absolutely love We Defy. Mission 22, Guitars for Heroes, Motorcycle Relief Program. Like, there's lists, okay? And you usually get, let's say, 3 out of 4 of our shows, you get to hear about an organization trying to help out vets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's no excuse out there to sit there and wallow in your own shit. Okay. Go take advantage of some of these programs that are for you. Don't say they're for the next guy. They are for you. They're specifically for you. They're for me. They're for that guy. So either way, I had to go over that email because I guess it was like literally directed right towards us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was aimed at us.
I agree. Let's get the knowledge out of these great programs, and then let me continue to make fun of the VA.
So it's the nurse. Like, if you walk into the ER, you will get taken care of by people that care the most about you. These are people that give a shit. However, the leadership just can't get out of its own way. Oh, did you need a mental health appointment? We can get you there in like 90 days or so. Oh, did you hurt your knee? We can get you scheduled for surgery in 6 or 7 months. No problem.
6 or 7. Last year, I tore my meniscus. Knew exactly what it was. No big deal. This is not my catastrophic one. This is just a meniscal tear. I knew what it was immediately. I've had one before. Going to my primary, I'm like, hey, look, dude, I have a bucket head tear in my meniscus. I can basically show you, right? Move my knee, you feel a catch. He's like, cool, MRI. 10 months later, I got it scoped. That's like a 15-minute surgery. For those of you who don't know, it is not. I don't even know how they can call it a surgery.
Just a couple of hoses and a garden hose shoved in your knee.
Yeah, a little scraper, it's done. Okay. So 10 months of my life was taken away with a bum knee. Not fully taken away. I wasn't dead for 10 months, but was I able to live my life anywhere close to full?
Your jiu-jitsu seemed unchanged.
It's just because you're terrible and I'm really good.
Why is everybody applauding? Don't applaud. Don't give him credit for that. It's true. That's not the point.
It's just that isn't 90 days. I think is unreasonable. It should have been 30 days, maybe 60. 90's bad. 10 months, you fucking suck at life. It is what it is.
I'm telling you, when I'm elected next year, 2024,
we haven't plugged this. So
I'm running for president. When I am elected president, day one of my presidency, abolish the Department of Veterans Affairs. I will send EOD crews to demolish every VA building.
No, we won't demolish the building. We'll remove all the people and all the stuff inside. We'll make homeless housing.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine as well. The Department of Veterans Affairs will consist of one guy with a red stapler in a basement in a desk. That's it. It will no longer exist.
Now,
and all of the funding will go back to veterans programs. Well, exactly.
Right. So now,
lane splitting.
Legalize
lane splitting nationally for motorcycles.
Yes.
Do you lane split?
Cheers.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? We've never rode together before.
I know. I do find that crazy.
It's
we have Trin on the show later this afternoon too. We're going to talk to her.
I'm an entertaining person to ride on.
Are you?
Look at the bottom of my frame. Look at my tire wear.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang on. No, this is important. And if the show goes long, then it goes long. I have to tell you something, and this is kind of important.
I'm okay if you're gay.
It's so
even if you're not Navy, it's okay. Still love you.
I have a little bit of a confession to make. This is hard for me. This has to stay between you and I. We can't tell anyone else.
I think I know. I know exactly what you're going to tell me. Yes. You already made my night. I already know what
Fuck. Did he call you and tell you?
No, I just know what it is.
I bought a Harley Davidson.
I know. Nobody told me. I just knew it. Oh, folks! After all the shit he's talked about,
I'm not gonna ride it. I bought it, but I'm gonna rent it out. It's a rental vehicle. I'm not gonna ride it.
That is not what you told me a week ago.
Shut up, dude! Don't be this way.
You're riding shit out of it.
You can't tell anyone. If everyone finds out that I purchased a Harley Davidson.
Hey, when you ride a Harley, your third nut drops.
What I want that many testicles for? They're already.
It's pretty great.
Huge.
It's pretty great. I have
my gosh!
But okay.
Thanks for the shout out, gentlemen. Ruck March 23 raised $65,000 for veterans. That's the kind of people we're talking about. Michael Connors, $65,000 for the veteran community, and all he did was go for a little walk.
A little walk.
Yeah, that's all he did.
I was so
he
pumped
went for
when
a little walk.
I literally so for those of you who know, I wasn't able to do a send off, but I come out of the super secret location. Boom! I hit the highway, and I see this guy walking down with a rucksack, and I'm like, oh, I know that man. And it's a two-way highway, no shoulders. So I'm driving, flipping around. I get out of the car, and I was like, dude. And he was like, fuck yeah. So took a picture on the highway, showed it on put it on all of our socials. But yeah, $65,000, bro.
The $65,000.
And he did a gnarly walk, but
yeah, screw that, man. We tried to talk you out of it.
You skipped something.
What?
Okay, there's one more platform you're running on in presidency. I can't let you forget. Oh
yeah,
it's very near and dear to my heart.
Execution for stolen valor, public execution. We're going to sell tickets, and pedophilia. So if you are a pedophile or if you have stolen valor in any sense of the word, at halftime at the Super Bowl, they will wheel out the gallows and you will be publicly executed.
Flybys. It's going to be a big event.
Yeah, it is huge.
I've been thinking one of my
American flag hoods to cover the victims' hoods.
Auctioning off the actual rounds that they're shooting, and you can have your name on it. Okay, biggest bidder, and guess where the money goes? taking care of our veterans. All right.
This is we're going
to go over. So let's get to it.
Oh, so she's fine. Amanda, we'll get to you. Give me a second. We're coming to you.
Private Carl. And Rob sent me this, so I have to clarify some things I was confused on. Okay. You can get this one going.
You want me to?
Yeah. I'll clarify the one thing that I was confused on that you helped me out.
Kevin Ryan, that's a lot of moolah for veterans. Well done, Michael. Yes, I know, right? He did good. All right, so we go to what was it? It was Task and Purpose. Oh, here it comes right up. I got it right here. Okay. So for Private Carl or Carl of this week, the headline from Task and Purpose: Air Force said AI drone killed its human operator in simulation. I love sci-fi movies. They're not necessarily his thing. I love sci-fi movies. Have we learned nothing from the Terminator series? Have we learned nothing about Skynet? We know what's going to happen. I'm a huge fan of AI. It's doing all my homework for me for my master's program. But why would you put it in a drone? That's insane. Let's see here. An artificial intelligence piloted drone turned on its human operator during a simulated mission, according to a dispatch from the 2023 Royal Aeronautical Society Summit, attended by leaders from various Western Air Forces and aeronautical companies. It killed the operator because that person was keeping it from accomplishing its mission, said U.S. Air Force Colonel Tucker Cinco Hamilton. They give all those guys little nicknames, don't they? The chief of AI test and operations at conference. In this Air Force exercise, the AI was tasked with fulfilling the suppression and destruction of enemy air defense roles, basically identifying surface-to-air missile threats and destroying them. The final decision on destroying a potential target would still need to be approved by a flesh and blood human. Apparently, AI did not want to play by that rules. It took out its operator.
Okay, just to clarify.
That is so cool.
I got done with show prep and I was reading through that article to make sure it's fresh in my mind. I'm like, wait a minute. Came down. I'm like, Rob, did the drone actually shoot the operator? Is there still a heartbeat? Folks, there's still a heartbeat.
Yes.
He, in the interweb,
the simulation,
he whacked the fucking controls, so he had full controls and took over. I don't think we need AI running things that kill people.
No, stop. No, don't make like AI helicopters and tanks and stuff. No. We're all going to die. Don't do this, people. So if you are in the Air Force, if you're in any chain of command, if you're high up there and you're watching this show, please just show them Terminator. Just watch the movie Terminator one day for sergeant's time training or something. You'll stop what you're doing. I promise. We are way over, and we should have brought Amanda on a few minutes ago. The whole show is going to go long because of this. Folks, ladies and gentlemen, I've been waiting a long time for this interview. Let's talk to Amanda from Exit Wounds Jewelry. Amanda, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you perfectly. Are you in a casino?
No, I wish, man. This is my studio.
It's
kind of cool.
It looks super. We really got to step our game up.
We should have her come be our interior decorator first.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't take any credit for the interior design here. I can take zero credit for it. I actually went on a trip, and I came back home, and my husband had built me a studio, and it looked like this. So it was pretty awesome.
That looks super cool.
Thanks. You did a damn good job. I like it.
I'm very sorry we were late bringing you on, but we have to talk about how much the VA sucks, and we have to talk about how our robot overlords are going to kill us at some point.
Fucking amen to that, man. Sounds like my everyday conversation.
Right.
Yeah. Zombie apocalypse, anything's possible. Who knows?
Absolutely. Amanda, Rob sent me about a week ago. He sent me this video with you talking and going over a lot of different things you did in your life, and it was incredibly impressive. So we kind of know a little bit about you, and I'm super pumped to have you on the show. Can you give us a little bit of like your, for the listeners, like your entry into, being a veteran and all the different things you've done service-wise, and then we'll kind of roll from there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in a nutshell, I kind of had to figure life out on my own at a really young age, by trial and error. So luckily I was able to kind of use all the hard times as lessons, but it was always kind of wild rambunctious. I kind of always was doing something stupid and crazy, and I just always kind of wanted to be
Can't relate.
some some sort of occupation that could cater to that in a way, and my grandfather, he was military police in the Army in World War II, and I've never had the honor of meeting him, but he's always kind of been a hero of mine, somebody that I looked up to. My grandma always talked about him, always, like walking farts through the grocery aisle, she blamed it on her dead husband. Like, I knew my grandpa quite well.
Yeah, can't relate. No way to relate.
No, I'm sure. That's like a defense mechanism, I think, for some people.
Yes, let's go with that.
I go with that too, especially the toilet paper. I'll just make everybody uncomfortable. It's fucking great. But yeah, I wanted to do something with my life, but I had a child at a young age, and I joined the fire department, and I did the firefighter thing for a couple of years, and I just kind of decided, like, that's not really enough for me. There's more out there. I had to explore the world and experience things on my own. I didn't really have much guidance, so I decided to join the military. Nothing super special, just National Guard, but I did full-time AGR stuff. I made myself valuable with being a subject matter expert of some really boring ass computer shit that I hated. But it was really good with networking. I learned a lot. I met a lot of really amazing people, during my military service. And I ended up deploying to Kandahar, Afghanistan in 2011, 2012. Our mission was to train the police how to be police. I'm sure you can imagine the shit show that was.
No,
it was like fucking goat.
In the exact same
thing.
Yeah. Mess.
Fucking goat rodeo, man. It was interesting. We pretty much ended up being like battalions bitches, and kind of had to go pick people up and go sit on, UXOs, wait for EOD to show up whenever the fuck they decided to wake up, and it was quite the experience. I wouldn't trade it for the world. The people that I had the honor of serving with were just incredible. First, there's the bad apples, but it was a damn good group of people. And so I got back home from that and got my son again, and we were actually, because I volunteered to deploy with that company, and went back to my home unit, and they were actually set to deploy. So I kind of had a choice, ETS and be a mom to my son that I hadn't really been around for years at this point. And so I chose that. It was a hard decision, but for looking back on it now, there's absolutely nothing that I would do differently.
How old is that son now?
He's 17, going on 25.
I get you.
Yeah, he's super independent, and it's crazy because it's like I look at him and the things that he does and the way that he makes decisions and shit like that. It's like looking in a mirror sometimes, and it's terrifying, but it makes me very proud. The kind of rough and tumble life that we've been through together kind of shaped him into somebody that's going to be prepared for the world now in August when he turns 18.
I know that our time in the military is one of the best things for my kids, because they have friends all over the world, including all over Europe, Texas, all over the States and everything. And they don't understand. None of their friends can understand why they have 36 people that they call uncle.
I know he's like, oh yeah, Uncle so and so, Aunt so and so, and people ask questions and like, blood doesn't matter. It's that is deep as blood runs in my book is some of the relationships that we gathered throughout that time. I don't think that anybody could get as close to another person that we do with, the person to our left and right. So
Agreed.
The other thing I
Yeah.
think is in parenting, I feel like when you're in the military dealing with Private Carl all day long, you learn
When he's not getting killed by a drone.
when he's not getting
Yeah.
killed by a drone. I feel like you learn some parenting skills from dealing with privates.
That's very true.
Like when you have to tell somebody to brush their fucking teeth, you're
Yeah.
like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?" And then you like tell your midget to brush their teeth, and you're like, you don't even get mad at them. You got to tell them because you got to tell 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds.
Look, man, you've been doing this every day of your life for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
What's the heartache? Go
Right.
brush your teeth.
right.
Make your damn bed.
Yeah.
Right.
It did help. It did help with, raising teenagers. My husband had 2 himself, and then I came with 1. So together we've got 3 damn teenagers, and it's wild. Everybody's unique, and it's cool. I get to be a part of their lives and kind of show them my way of doing things and kind of put my imprint on how they go out into the world and cope with whatever the fuck they're going to be running into, because God only knows. It's unfortunate, and it's something that we all kind of have to think about when we're sending our kids out into the world, and it's creeping up real fast. So
We
It's
talk about
crazy.
that on the show all the time. Is like now our kids are of the age to be drafted, and whereas
Yes.
we're like, yeah, man, I signed up to go to war. Let's make this happen. Deploy
Yep.
me. Now our kids are at that age, and we're like, oh no, we need to relook at this. We don't need to go to war anywhere.
Exactly. That's actually a conversation that I had with them the other day, and it's a serious conversation, because I don't want them to kind of to look at their life path any differently. I want them to continue to follow their dreams and make decisions based off of what's good for them, but then also you have to incorporate like the contingency plan on if the world goes to shit. Like they know where to go. Mom and dad, best place that they can be, mom and dad. So that's their contingency plan. But like sending them off into the world and it just not knowing what the hell's gonna happen.
What year did you get out of the Army?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, what year did you get out of the Army?
2013.
And so tell us about how Exit Wounds Jewelry came to be.
Well, Exit Wounds Jewelry didn't come to be until basically that whole COVID bullshit happened. We were all locked away and VA was canceling appointments. And at that time, I actually was like, I really made the commitment within myself to really buckle down on my mental health. Like, fuck the medications that they're throwing down our throat. I was sick and tired of it. Like, how much are we really receptive to if we're just being poisoned and numbed? Like, it really started to bother me. And so as soon as I made that commitment, it was like God was like, oh, whoa, let's throw a little speed bump in your way and see how you get through this. So I didn't accept that. I wasn't going to accept the fact that the VA was kind of giving up on us. It came to the point where the doctors were just like, hey, well, we can see you for 15 minutes. And they're just like automatically upping people's prescriptions because they can't handle being locked away in their damn home. So I kind of thought to myself, like, what the hell can I do, to fill this idle time? Like we can't do anything. I can't even, talk to a damn doctor for 5 minutes. And I kind of really had to do some soul searching and figure out, what brought me peace, like even like way long ago, like in my childhood. And that's where I actually got it is, I was really peaceful and happy. And I really enjoyed when I did art when I was a kid, and it kind of just faded away when I turned into a teenager and had like, drinking and partying and teenager shit to do. So,
So awesome. Keep talking.
I kind of just, I thought, I used to make jewelry when I was a little kid, and fuck it, but I need to make it unique. I need to make it me. I don't want to put beads on a string. There has to be some sort of substance, something tangible behind this. And so I busted out a whole bunch of jewelry that I kind of collected in Afghanistan. The shit's cheap there. You get some real damn gemstones for dirt cheap. And so I kind of, collected a few things and I tore them apart and I learned how to make this badass jewelry. Super proud of. And it is very unique. And so the process is I kind of established is like letting go. There's this shit that I'm holding on to for no fucking reason. It's just dragging me down and keeping me stagnant in this spot. And if I'm really going to be, motivated, then it's really just up to me to change my way of thinking, change my way of life. I changed my whole lifestyle. And I made jewelry out of, some stuff that I made in Afghanistan, and I sold that shit, and it hurt my heart to see it leave. But that was like part of the process, kind of like a little bit of exposure therapy, and it like snapped me into this whole different, like I now am peaceful, in myself. I'm not lonely, I'm not sad, all the time. If I'm idle time, it's like I can just sit down and I can focus on this one thing and like really just process whatever the fuck is going on, that's holding me up, or that I'm having an issue with, and it's now incorporated into my therapy. So I'll bring my artwork or my jewelry into my therapist, and it's part of my therapy. And I'm now 100% off of all the medication from the VA. I've never been better. I've never felt better. And, I can look at my life then, a couple years ago, it's like, damn, I was just making bad decisions and, just had the wrong mindset. Like kind of like a victim mentality, like people that embrace that disabled veteran, the disability. It's like, no, I'm completely capable of doing fucking everything. It's just harder now. It's just harder. So, yeah, that's my ramble. I'm sorry.
No, dude, we love shit like this. You're awesome. This is why we have this radio show, because of people like you. Don't stop talking. You're awesome. So, let's say, do you teach other veterans how to make jewelry? Because I don't know shit about making jewelry.
Yeah, I do actually. There's an organization, it's a women veteran organization called the Pink Berets, and they're based out of San Antonio. And they, found my work on Facebook, and they hit me up and they said, hey, we would love for you to, if you can figure out how to do Zoom classes, teach, our veterans how to do some of this incredible artwork that you're doing. But unfortunately, the shit that I do is so damn complicated. I can't get it done in an hour. So teaching, it's really complicated, it's just, teaching people, some people it's harder than others. So I go to retreats now and I teach at the retreats. I teach like different kinds of artwork. I taught a kintsugi class, which is basically like, it's Japanese form of artwork. You've broken pottery, you put it back together with this gold. Yeah, that shit's fucking great too. And then art journal,
like a couple of months ago, and now I'm seeing it all the time. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because some of our listeners might not know what that is.
Yeah. So basically, it's redefining imperfection, right? So you see yourself as broken and imperfect and damaged, but what this gold seams, and if you put this pottery back together, and these golden seams are it's adding value, right? So all of these hard things that have broke you have taken a chip out, and you're just adding value if you just change your mindset on it and see these imperfections as something completely different. You just learned a damn lesson from that chip that just came out. You dropped that shit and you're shattered, but you might be missing a couple pieces, but you can always be back whole. It's just how you do it. And unfortunately, it's hard to get people to understand that sometimes, but like with the tangible, like actually doing the process, when I taught that class, it was really, I got a lot of really great feedback from it, and it really helped some of the veterans that I worked with, and I enjoy it. I haven't done it since, but I probably should.
I really like how you compared the art to like the beam.
Yeah,
Very,
yeah,
very
like nobody's perfect. Not one fucking person is perfect, and not one piece of art is perfect. Nothing. I don't give a shit. You ain't perfect either, motherfucker. You're not. You're not. But just like art, like you could look at this incredible art piece, and to you, it might be absolutely priceless. It might be a masterpiece, like a gift from God. And to the next person, it could be garbage, So it's unique and individual, just like each and every one of us. So, none of us are ever going to be perfect. We're always going to have those cracks, but we're always going to put ourselves back together, because ultimately, what other choice do you have? You don't have any other choice because we were never fucking taught how to give up. So
our generation will not be remembered for, what we did in combat, the thing, going to war in the nation and all that stuff. Our generation is going to be remembered because of people like you and the art that you're creating. If you think it through, when you get a history lesson, you go to a museum, what are you looking at? You're looking at that generation's art. And it's because of people like you and the things that you're doing that our generation will be remembered. Never stop what you're doing.
I appreciate that. I really do. It means a lot. It's something that I kind of do, in the woodworks, and I kind of keep my life more private and peaceful, and it works for me. But anytime I can kind of get the word out that, there is other options. And I love it when people say, I've never been creative. I've never been good at art. I don't give a shit. Neither was I. I could say the same damn thing. But really, does anybody have to see it? No. It could just be for you. Just put some fucking colors on some paper if you're feeling some sort of way, and whatever the hell it turns out to be is what it turns out to be. It doesn't matter if it's great or if it's what you wanted it to be, because that's just not life.
See, I feel the same way about my jujitsu. Who cares if it sucks? Who cares if it's terrible? As long as I'm happy.
I knew after watching the video you said about stuff that you had done to me, and I was going to enjoy you being on here. Before we forget, I assume you're on all the socials and probably have a website. Give us all that information so our viewers can check you out, please.
Yeah, well, the easiest way you can find me is just go to my website. It's www.exitwoundsjewelrydesign.com. And it's got all of the links to my social media stuff. I got like a stupid TikTok that I barely use, and I'm super horrible at updating my website, but I'm trying to get better at it. But yeah, if you guys go to the website, I can put it in the comments here in a minute too if you want. But I mean, it's all on all my social media. You tag me in your posts, so if people just go to your post, I'm sure you can find it.
We absolutely have. Our listeners are absolutely grooving on your message. So yeah, keep it going. By all means, keep it going. All right, Amanda, check it out. So I know we're a little long, and I apologize. Not really. I don't really mean the apology.
Hell yeah.
We always give our last 2 minutes of the interview to the person we're talking to. And we may have skipped over a question. We may have glossed over something that you wanted to spend some more time on. We may have completely missed an opportunity that you were like, oh, I wish I had mentioned that. Take the next 2 minutes. The floor is completely yours. The world is listening. Say whatever you want to Exit Wounds Jewelry, to the veteran community and the civilian community.
Sweet. No fucking pressure. I can't. I mean, I'm really. I guess evidently I'm pretty good at rambling. So, really, ultimately, what I just would love, if anything, for at least one person to grab onto. If you're sitting there and you're struggling and the VA's letting you down, or people are letting you down, you feel alone, and shit like that, I really encourage you to just grab a piece of paper and your kid's fucking crayons or something, and and doodle. Just put something. Just channel this energy that you're struggling with so hard, that feels like it can't go anywhere other than explode. Channel it into something else. Make this ugly piece of fucking art. Never show it to anybody, but do something else. Don't pop pills. Don't listen to these doctors that are inconsistent, that'll be there 1 week and then all of a sudden you're seeing somebody completely different. They're opening up a can of worms and starting this therapy process on you. And then, a few weeks later, it's just completely over with. I can't even tell you how many times it's happened to me. And I know so many people will deal with that too. And wait times, you have to wait 2 damn months to see a therapist. It's just wild. And I think that it's well past the time that we look within ourselves, and instead of carrying on this dysfunctional veteran, this disabled, medicated for your safety veteran mentality, maybe start looking at it differently. Maybe instead of playing with the crowd, maybe you should try something different, maybe that you've never tried before or never thought you would try. And I know the VA has art classes. I know that there's many different programs online where they do just virtual classes where you're just kind of painting something, with guidance, and just get yourself started that way. I know the Wounded Warrior Project always has some sort of thing going on. They did they do art journaling classes, which is really, really awesome and beneficial. And just get involved, like just one thing at a time, and just be open to the different avenues that you can take advantage of. That they're there. You just have to do the legwork. You can lead a horse to water, but we ain't gonna make you drink it. It's just not gonna. We can't.
We were before the show. We were literally talking about this exact same thing. Like, I feel I am responsible, and the weight's on my shoulder to always help somebody with a program, but it is not my responsibility to do the program for them. And you can try a million times over, but people just love getting, especially veterans, love getting in their own way.
Yeah. So we are our own worst enemies every time.
We've been getting messages from other veterans who have been reaching out to you. Like, apparently you're connected with an author that we're having on the show in a few weeks, and you guys are doing some collaboration or something like that. I'm like, look at us bringing people together. Damn, we're good at what we do.
Yeah, Melissa, Holistic Veteran Wellness. I can't quote her page right off the bat, but Melissa, she's incredible, and really has dove into this whole holistic, away from the damaging processes, and just encouraging healthy coping mechanisms. Doesn't make you a fucking pussy, y'all. Asking for help doesn't make you a pussy, so just do it.
Folks, we have been talking with Amanda with Exit Wounds Jewelry. If you have not yet, go onto her Instagram, check out the things that she's creating. If she's got a Zoom class or something coming up, go check it out. I highly encourage you to get into it. If you have not read the book, The War of Art, you absolutely should. Amanda, you're doing great things for the veteran community, whether people will tell you or not. Never stop what you're doing. Give it hell, girl.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a bunch for having me on. I really appreciate it.
On the show, really appreciate it.
Great talking to you.
All right, you guys. I'll see you again. Bye.
You will. Yeah. Good night. See, I love shit like that.
Dude, when you sent me that fucking YouTube on her, I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be a good one.
Yeah,
I just knew it.
I mean, and I don't wear a whole lot of. So when it popped up, like Exit Wounds Jewelry, I almost deleted. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna bother. And then I'm like, oh, well, look at this. It's a veteran. Okay, cool.
And not just like a badass veteran.
And yeah,
cool shit. Yeah.
I mean, I will always make fun of MPs because they're MPs. I mean, they're easy to make fun of.
Blue Falcons of the military.
Okay. Precisely.
All of you MPs are Blue Falcons.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
You're screwing your buddies.
Yeah.
But when you get out and then you make jewelry and it's super cool and people love you for it. Yeah. So yeah, it's awesome. we are way off schedule. only because of our 2 private Carls, which I will not apologize for.
No, me neither.
Allie, are you ready? I see you sitting in the green room. You feeling like you're ready to do this? Or should we go to Trin first? It's up to you, boss lady. Oh, she's nodding. All right, cool. Let's talk to Allie real quick.
Get cracking.
Yeah. Hello, Aloysius.
Hi.
How are you? You're a little low on the volume.
How about now?
Oh,
Ooh,
perfect.
gotcha.
Your volume now matches your appearance. Perfect in every way.
Oh, I like that. So what's up?
I have to start by saying you have a doppelganger out there.
Yeah, you do.
So, I saw this jiu-jitsu ad pop up, which I get lots of them, but I swear to God, I clicked on it and had to like zoom in and be like, okay, it's not Allie. But there's this girl that I'll send you a picture of it. She models for Continuous Flow,
Something like that.
something like that. This jiu-jitsu company, and she's like modeling gis. And I was like, Jesus, Allie just starts jiu-jitsu, and now she's like a gi model already. What the fuck? Where did I go
He
wrong?
said, hey, check out what Allie's doing. And I'm like, what the hell? She's been doing jiu-jitsu like 3 months. How's this possible?
It's because I look good in my gi. That's why.
Girl, how was your Memorial Day? What's up? How's your week been?
It's Memorial Day. I mean, how is it for everybody else, right? Same shit, different
But
day.
you have
It's
to
Memorial
work.
Day. I do have to work, but because I was new, this was the one Memorial Day where I just showed up as a guest and just, as the director. So I was not responsible for anything, and it was nice.
Glad to hear it. Very glad
Yeah.
to hear it. So talk to us. What's going on in the VA? What's going on in Taunton, Massachusetts in the VA community?
So the Massachusetts Department of Veteran Services is no longer. We are now the Executive Office of Veteran Services with a secretary. And today we named our deputy secretary, which is a former brigadier general. I wish I remembered her name. Black female. She has been in the military since I think before I was born. She is a physician. I think she's a surgeon, if I read correctly, but she is a physician by trade, brigadier general, and she's now the deputy secretary of the Executive Office of Veteran Services. The secretary, I will be face-to-face with him on Thursday. We have a Southeastern Massachusetts Veteran Service Officer Association meeting, and it'll be my last day as vice president unless somebody else, I saw those hand gestures, unless I get voted in as vice president again. We pick our new leadership. But our new governor, which everybody was like, rah, rah, whatever, she's doing good things. She turned Mass Department of Veteran Services into the executive office. So, yes. So, yay.
What does it change for you?
I'm sorry?
What does this change for you? I'm assuming gigantic pay raise.
I wish. No, nothing, because we work for municipalities. No, I get nothing. They get a big pay raise, right? Like EOVS gets a big pay raise, but no, city VSOs, we get nothing because we're paid for by the towns in which we work in and not by the county or the EOVS. But so let's talk about why you, as an airborne, Army Ranger, CB, Navy SEAL, Secret Squirrel, does not make you qualify to talk about the VA. Okay.
What?
You're just as jacked up as everybody else, okay? You still have to figure out your own way around the VA. So when you come across a veteran, it's like, yeah, my buddy who's Secret Squirrel Ranger said, listen, your buddy doesn't know shit, okay? Maybe he might know how to kill somebody with their pinky 10 different ways from Sunday.
I was taking all that personal for a minute.
I'm talking shit about you, guy. You're the one I'm talking about.
Well, hold on. So hang on now. Literally, 10 minutes before the show started, my phone rang and it's like, hey, are you the VA guru? And I'm like, I can navigate it a little bit. What can I help you with? And someone got a hold of my phone number and had questions. And to that point, I'm trying to help a buddy get hooked up with a VSO, but everybody he calls and emails, you're getting radio silence from.
So for last week and this next week, you're not going to get a hold of any VSO because we are all in Madison, Wisconsin training. It is the National VSO Conference. So VSOs from all 50 states are in Madison, Wisconsin training. So
Cool, man.
It's pretty cool. So yeah, so give your VSO like a week or two because we're in training all this week. And then next week, they got to come back and play catch up. So all national conference, all the VSOs are there. Except me, because
cool. Good.
But yeah.
Very cool.
But yeah, so please don't listen to the guy at the bar who was like, "Yeah, guy, I was with SEAL Team 6." Okay, all right. So this is how you navigate the VA.
The more badass your story is in the military, the more you know about the VA, which has nothing to do with each other whatsoever. I was going off on this amazing email we had gotten from the VA, asking to put commercials on our show about their program. So it completely different.
Hallie's face.
Yes.
Do they know who they're talking to?
Do they not listen to the show?
Yeah, you might want to go back and listen to my rant the first 5 minutes of the show. It's glorious.
We're gonna embarrass.
So I was
them.
like, "Are you talking about me?" No, I don't claim to fucking know shit about the
No,
VA.
I wasn't talking about you, darling. But I am like, but the comments, if anybody follows me on TikTok, just read the comments. And I'm like, God, like those who have been following me more than a month, I have no excuse, right? They're like, oh, I don't know how to start. You've been following me for a fucking year and you don't know how to go to va.gov? Come on. Come on.
It's not that they don't know how, they just don't do it. Everybody is, I don't say everybody. It is so common. I've already just said this just a minute ago. It is so common, especially in veterans, to get in their own way and just not go do something.
Right. And so, and I say that all the time, like it's not always the VA's fault. A lot of times it is, but a lot of times it's not. A lot of times it is the veteran's own fault. And like, you can only lead the horse, right? You can't fucking make it drink. You can't waterboard it, right? So.
Oh my.
Amanda just said the exact same words. You can lead the horse to the water.
She must be a smart woman. She must be a smart woman. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, but veterans, like, I don't know what it is. Like, we are so hood in every aspect except navigating the VA, where we just become stumbling, bumbling idiots. VA.gov, read, right? And I know there's this whole stigma. And I just did a claim last week. And he followed me from Foxborough, and I was like, listen, I'm not taking any new clients for a while, but, you know, it was a special circumstance. So we did his claim over Zoom in 40 minutes because that's all the time limit that Zoom gives you. 40 minutes, we did a claim. And when we were done, he's like, oh, shit, that's it? Yeah, guy, that's it. You waited 10 fucking years for 40 minutes. Like, come on. You know, like, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Guys, file your damn claim, va.gov. Okay. The hardest part is when you get to the little subtitle or the little box and you have to type in your stuff. And then on the next screen, it says, was it caused? My disability was caused by military service. You're going to click that button. And in the lower box, it's going to ask you in like 350 characters how it happened. Ruck marching, stepped in a pothole, fell out of a Chinook, gunshot wound to the neck during a firefight in Fallujah. Like, however your injuries happened, you write it down. That's it. Click, 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 click. Do you accept? I accept, submit. It is 40 minutes. I promise. Easy.
I feel like Allie's the mom who's like getting sick of our shit.
Kinda. I mean, if you sit in this long enough, right? Oh, and then I had a lady today. Oh my God. Okay. So I love my Vietnam guys. I love my Korean guys, right? I love all my guys. My heart bleeds for you. I just, my life is dedicated to you bastards, right? This woman comes in. She's like, my friend said that I can get my husband's pension. And I said, well, maybe. Was he 100% service connected for 10 years or more? And she says, no. I said, okay. Did he die of a service connected disability? And she said, no. I said, okay, unfortunately, you may not qualify. We can maybe do survivor's pension depending on what your income and assets are. So I'm pulling up the application. I'm reading it like, oh, maybe I can get away with this and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you know, this is going to be really hard since he didn't die of a service-connected disability. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, what are your assets? She's like, well, I have a boat and this and that. And then I'm okay, so what does the death certificate say? And she goes, he didn't die. I'm like, what do you mean he didn't die? He's like, he's still alive. I'm like, you're trying to collect death benefits on a guy who's still alive?
Wait, this is one of those like murder shows.
That is, dude. That's like a true crime podcast.
It gets better. Yeah, it gets better. It gets better. I was like, was he boots on ground Vietnam? And he's like, yes. She said, yes, he is. I'm like, great. So have him come see me, because if he was exposed to Agent Orange, if he has hypertension, diabetes, ischemic heart disease, all the stuff, we can get him service connected. And if he happens to pass from one of those things, boom, you get your DIC. He's like, well, he can't come and see you right now. I said, okay, is he housebound? He's like, well, he's in the hospital. And I said, oh, no. So I'm thinking, shit, this guy's going to die, right? I'm like, oh, no. Is he terminally ill, right? So I'm like turning on the sympathy. I'm like, oh, my apologies. What happened? He's like, deadpan. She goes, he fell down and broke his hip. And I'm like, she fucking pushed him.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Oh my God.
and then I swear to God, right? And she goes like this, and I'm like, well, when he's better, please have him come see me. But the VA does not do anything preemptively. You do have to, the veteran does have to pass. And she grabs her purse and she's like, thank you. And then gets up and walks away. And I'm like, this guy's gonna die.
My wife is listening to this right now, and she's like putting string at the top of the stairs.
So I see it all. But yeah, please wait until your spouse passes away to try and collect death dependent indemnity compensation. Please.
That's some advice I never
That was today.
on the show.
I guarantee you
That was
that
today.
Trey is screaming at the radio right now. What the hell? Allie, do you mind if I bring Trent on while you're still on?
No, bring her on. Yeah, bring her on.
I guarantee you she's got a comment for this.
So Allie, that lady needs to call O'Connell West when the prosecutors come knocking. Her phone number is 512-547-7265.
Got it.
West will defend her. I tell you.
The criminal section.
I like the hair on the back of my neck stood it because she was like deadpan. She's like, she grabbed her purse that she was not old, Vietnam era. So how old does that make her? Like late 60s, 70s, right? She grabbed it. She's like, okay. Walked out my door and I'm like,
What happened to our radio show, dude?
Oh my goodness.
Allie is gonna get subpoenaed.
like Murder, She Wrote, dude, like Kathy Bates vibe and everything. And I was terrified for a minute, and I'm like, this guy doesn't see it coming, right? Yeah. So that was my day today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Allie, when you're in Madison, Wisconsin, grab a bunch of those business cards, would you?
What business
Because
card? Your
I
business?
think we have veterans around the country.
Oh
And if
yeah.
if we had all those business cards. In fact, I should go to Madison.
That's actually a really good idea. I already have a stack from VSOs across the country that I meet, with randomly throughout the year. So what if I just take pictures, like put them on a format and snap them and send them your way?
Is it by state, and then we'll have ready at our fingertips.
This is why you make the big bucks. Genius idea.
Allie,
Genius
do
idea.
you want to stay on while we talk to Trin and you can participate in the safety briefing? Or do
No,
you have
because
to-
I'm starving. Yeah, I'm starving.
Okay.
I just got out of a meeting. I will see you guys next week. I appreciate you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Don't kill your
Bye,
partners. Bye,
Hi,
guys.
Allie. What happened to our show, Trin? Good.
I
news.
tell you, that was fascinating with the jewelry. I am so going to get, I'm either going to learn how to do it or I'm going to buy jewelry from this lady because she's pretty
Amanda.
amazing. Yeah. But,
She's
but hey, I'll make this quick because, O'Connell West opened our San Antonio office. We're at D Zavala. And so come see us. We're in Merrill Plaza. I'm the only person there right now from O'Connell West, but there's going to be lots of O'Connell West people coming and going. But hey, I was listening to Amanda Allen, and it occurred to me, this is something that needs to be said. So folks who are in the military, the days of you having to give up your career to be single parents are almost just about over. There's a congressional mandate for trying to work with single parents. There are people who might be losing custody who don't know that they just need to ask the question and through their leadership. But I know the Air Force has an initiative for helping single parents keep their children. And so the days of just having to make that choice, it's almost over, I think. I think that the military can see the benefits to having people serve and still be parents. And hopefully, if you ask the question, you might be surprised at the answer. So
Cool.
that's my 2-second thing today.
That was actually extremely helpful information. So
Yes.
there's a lot of people listening who are probably like, well, shit, that's awesome.
Yeah,
So-
there's lots of single parents now, and you all need to get together and be support for each other. But you'd be amazed at how many single parents think they're all alone and there's nobody to help them. and other single parents will help you. You know, if you go TDY, another single parent might kick in and help you so that they can go TDY the next time.
Our listeners are grooving on everything you're saying. We're seeing a lot of love right now. So good job.
Yay.
Good on you.
All right.
You spending a lot of time on two wheels or what?
It's the rain is just killing me. I mean,
here-
70 miles with rain, it kind of hurts. I think I have a bruise like right there. But you know,
Like
I'm getting old and yeah, riding in the rain is just not fun anymore, you know.
it's terrible.
Yeah. And then all the flash floods and all that.
Yeah, especially in
But
Texas.
I have a truck and I have a trailer. If somebody gets stuck, call. In San Antonio, I will come get you and your
awesome.
bike and take you home.
Set up to help.
She is.
Oh, you coming out? Need a place to stay? I got an RV. You get stuck? I got a truck and a trailer. I got you. Like you're just like there for the emergency rescue, aren't you?
Well, you know, I aspire to help people.
Well, I'm glad you said that. So we're about to end the show, and we end the show with our safety briefing. Would
Yeah.
you like to take us off with our safety briefing?
Something along the lines of don't set yourself on fire.
Yes.
I
Oh.
mean, that would be a good one. Yes. I'm not really sure where that all came from. But yes, I like what your attitude is.
I actually got that from Amanda. You know, she basically said that. You know, don't set yourself on fire. You can get over whatever it is you're going through. You know.
All right, so don't set yourself on fire.
I'm trying to have a hard time beating that one. Give yourself plenty of time. Don't be late and try to drive too fast to get to where you're going. Give yourself plenty of time to get where you're going. Plan ahead.
That's
So
funny.
that's
That's
out of
the
it.
guy that says "Drive fast, don't die" every time I see him. All right, since I usually do a funny one, I am going to do a serious one.
Let's have it.
There is so much crisis in addiction and substance abuse in veterans. It is not that fucking complicated. Yes, the VA sucks. We know that. Okay. But there's a ton of other programs and you can blame it off on all sorts of stuff. I don't want to take my PTSD meds, so I'm going to drink. I can't sleep, so I'm going to drink. I can't. The pain is so bad. I just need to fucking, down this fucking bottle of opiates all day long. There's a million things out there that work great. There's no reason to be that guy or girl.
That's a
I
good
don't
one.
wanna be sexist.
Look at you.
I got to not be funny all the time.
I was just saying,
Sometimes I just got to be good looking and smart.
when you start getting serious about things, it makes me nervous. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to From the Ashes on About Face Media with our best friend in the whole world, Trin. Trin, do you know that we have Ashley on the show next week?
Oh, excellent! Ashley
know.
is amazing. I can't wait. I'll be tuning in.
Don't prep her though. Like, let her be like her natural. Don't be like, oh, you got to do this. You got to do it. No.
Oh,
Just let her
no.
talk here. Let's see what happens.
Sink
So-
or
Yes.
swim.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she's going to swim, obviously. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been great being a part of your evening. So thank you for listening to From the Ashes on About Face Radio. And we will catch up with you next week. Trin, it's been great talking to you, and thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Not